of SRG definitely seems a lot stronger in my honest opinion, and it will definitely take some time for them to eventually get themselves into the point whereby they will come online and being able to take the game by itself. But I'm genuinely curious how things is going to be panning out for this game, especially with Ikagura in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is game 1 of the 4th final match of the day. One of the most anticipated one between See You Soon and Selangor Red Giants. Obviously, it's been more than 100 days since SRG lost a series, so you could say that they have a perfect record up to this point. See if SRG can, see if FSYS can at least leave a stain on that, right? Get a game off of them. Earthshatter connects and a Terrify onto Yums. Looking for first blood, Boxy the King going for the chase, but unable to find it.
Oh, unfortunate. Wasn't able to land final hit in, but, well, it's not that big of a deal even if they let loose that Cho. But that pretty much makes Yums a little bit more scared in trying to be that aggressive against Boxy as well as Ra. So at least that is a statement that has already been thrown over to the side of Selangor Red Giants. Now, we take this opportunity to take... Oh, Sekai!
Wow, what? Sekai just goes for the invade, right? This is a fan. We talk about the tempo of Fanny, that's how fast he can be. First blood on the enemy jungler, nonetheless.
Wow, that's a big deal. A jungler on top of a jungler. That means that Sekai is very likely gonna hit level 5 for the next Lord if he really opted to do so.
Absolutely. And that means that the tempo has already kind of shifted over to SRG a little bit. So guys, looking for Boxy the King, finds the execution. That's 2 for Fanny.
Big start from the side of Selangor Red Giants. And once again, it doesn't seem like the members from the side of See You Soon is actively working out as to where this Fanny is, or information perhaps is just not exactly given all that much. So I am definitely going to be a little bit more concerned for what See You Soon may have got for themselves, especially since both of their junglers is very reliant on their purple buff. And as I said before, Yums playing as a Cho, he's definitely going to be able to give a lot of these information as to what MP the King is doing, if whether they are actually in the purple buff. Selangor Red Giants will be able to make their move a lot earlier as compared to See You Soon.
Yeah, I mean, even so, right? He went for he's got the gold lane Roger with the war cry, and usually you would dominate a carry in the lane, but Innocent, he is prepared for that. He has the Brace Mind, so it's a slightly tankier carry build. It's harder to force him out of the lane. They can put some pressure on the Cram, get the Shard residue out, but Terizla not really affected. It's gonna be a killing spree. Guys, now takes out Soul on the top side. Innocent freed from his lane. Meanwhile, at the turtle, they lose MP the King again. Too brutal to show on screen. Black Dragon form is gonna be out from the side of Story on Felix. Wants to go on to Cram, but this Terizla is an immovable object.
Oh, that's not good. Coming right out pre 5 minutes.
I mean, even Rai stole the Will of the Dragon, can't find a way to use it. This is the perfect start for SRG and a complete disaster for See You Soon.
Massive disaster. MP the King losing the purple buff twice because of the fact that he, well, died. So definitely would not be able to put a lot of impact into the game, and is just pretty much stuck in farming throughout this entire situation.
Yums is finding so much info, right? They can't lock him down. And remember, Jit Kundo covers a lot more distance in this new patch. So Yums gets away very easily. Flicker still down for another minute, but Yums looking for Ra. Can't find him as Ra gets to safety as well. So SRD, they're not really going to care too much about the turtle, but See You Soon sure as heck are in a rough place. Thankfully for MP the King, he will get his purple buff finally.
I think it's starting to really show See You Soon's weakness, right? The lack of crowd control. No one can really be able to stop the Selangor Red Giants once they start steamrolling. They can't stop them physically.
The King, pretty rough spot. Onwards dashes away. Here comes Sir Guys from the back. Stormy finds the kill. MP the King will take the turtle away. The Black Dragon forms Sir Guys with the remnants of his energy, tries to get away, but they will catch him. MP the King finds the kill. Yums zones out the rest of SYS, but Sorry on Felix not so lucky. Kick back into the rest of SRG. Sorry on Felix finds distance, but picked up by Stormy on the way out. And SRG continues to fight Stormy still once more, but this time Soul will be a part of the fight. Finds the first kill, can't go for more. See You Soon retaliate.
So out of all of that, I believe that through the end of that is 2 for 2.
Woo!
Almost. Sekai's literally took the highway down middle lane, trying to go for a quick little assassination attempt. Good try though, but not quite enough. Even though Sekai's, we're looking at 3 kills and 1 death, I'm pretty sure that the amount of gold that he's managed to amass for himself is quite a bit already. But we're only looking at about 2,000 gold lead in favor for the Selangor Red Giants. And while in the meantime, Yums as well as Innocent, all the way up to the top lane, it kind of seems like they really want to take control of the gold lane as much as possible.
SRG have been able to amass almost 2,000 gold advantage. This Stormy Kagura is pretty scary, right? Talk about the lack of crowd control from See You Soon, but at the same time, you get caught by the Kagura, one Yin Yang overturn, a full combo, that's gonna be lights out. Puts it to bed in an instant. See if See You Soon can recover from that. Seems like they have been making some pretty good ground. Penalty zone is gonna be used though. Sorry on Felix, loses majority of his health bar. It's just gonna get slammed down into the ground. Umbrella doesn't find enough damage, but still short wins.
Guys,
make sure that the effort from his teammates was worth it. Finds the kill onto Story on Felix, and Peter King does take out Yums in the mid side and a double kill for the lane. And See You Soon finds recovery. 3 in the mid lane.
Wow, and even a turret dive. Seiyusun didn't really care about anything throughout the fight at all, and yet they are able to draw 3 blood away from Selangor Red Giants. That's definitely not going to be one of the ideal situations for the side of SRG. In the meantime, turtle fight is something that we're going to have to watch out for.
Kram's going to dodge the onwards, Innocent, trying to put out the damage. Turtle will be secured by MP the King. Should be able to get away with a finished poise if needed. See you soon. Basically making sure that SRG are not going to start running away with the lead. In fact, with those few kills, as MP the King definitely has recovered. In fact, he's ahead in experience compared to Sakai's.
Yeah, within such a short span of time, I'm surprised.
He's getting kicked though. Baited, Innocent. He's dangling out in the open. So, all that praise, and he went down.
I don't know what's going on with this game, to be honest. This is kind of like, it feels very scrappy at the fact that, yes, we're looking at assassins versus assassins, so both teams want to go for as much kills as possible. But to the point that it kind of feels like is greed coming in from both of the junglers. They are just looking for any and every opportunity to just dive in, go for kills, and dip out. And didn't really focus too much about team fight per se. It's all about pickoffs, and pickoffs.
Yeah. And I think at the same time, it's also, we say that SRG, well, excuse me, SYS is a very scrappy team, right? They like chaos. That's what they thrive in. That's the region, the identity of the region. SRG playing to their tune and playing it better somehow. Top tier 1 should be defended. Conceal coming up from Yums. Potential target will find a turret. 3-man knockout with the Jikundo. Yums will stall out time for his teammates, but Black Dragon Form will be used by MP the King. Well, at least from Story on Felix to the back. MP the King still looking for potential opening. Now finally shows up. Kram, the first one to fall. Yums also not that healthy. Sakai wants an angle but cannot find it. Petrify. Stormy locked down. Yin Yang overturn. Goes for the swap. So now it's going to be chased down by Sakai. The knockup from the Earth Shatter is insufficient. Innocent will end up going down. Both teams trading blows, and see you soon coming out on top.
I would definitely say that Selangor Red Giants didn't really get too much out of that fight. It would have been great if Sekais did manage to connect quite a lot of those shots. But in the meantime, middle lane, Stormy finds himself taken down by Boxy, but Sekais
will get the immortality and get the follow-up kill onto Boxy the King. Just one is a bit more, finds the kill, needs to get away.
Ooh.
Finds safety as RG again striking back. But it's an even game so far for both teams, right? What seemed to be a potential snowball for SRG completely stopped by See You Soon.
I think that this game, we can't exactly put a finger as to who's actually winning. It's just kind of kills here, kills there, kills everywhere. As much as I find someone that is low in HP, Sekais is going to go for it. Or perhaps MP the King is going to go for it. It's very scrappy, and you can see Sekais all alone. He's just jumping into 3.
It's absolutely punished by See You Soon. SRG, you gotta start to watch out a little bit, right? Sakai's had a good lead, but now all that down the drain. Lord gone on as well. Innocent, he's not gonna have a good time. Everyone from the side of See You Soon onto him. Innocent ends up going down, but it seems like SRG still wants to fight this. They feel like they have the damage. Penalty zone from Kram. Only locked them down for so long, but now they're on the retreat. See You Soon finds an exposed SRG vulnerable under their own turret. Stormy falls, and is actually a team wipe for See You Soon.
It's kind of confusing how that fight turned out to be, how it was initiated with Sekai's just jumping into the opponent's jungle. They don't really have information. Like, I don't think that Yums actually opened up the map to really show that, okay, Ling is here in the purple buff and how many people is around. There is almost like a blind take coming from Sekai's. Just so happened that he found a couple of them.
The King won't be able to chase the guys down at least. The split push still there. Innocent just went for the brute force breastplate. So this is a confirmed tank carry, something we haven't seen for a long time. I mean, SRG, I feel like they need to buy a bit of time, right? See you soon have a minor lead with the Lord in tow. SRG will need to take care of it.
Yeah, but unfortunately, when it comes down to the later stages, will Sekai's even be able to do much?
Look at Flicker Earth Shadow, only hitting onto Cram. See you soon should be able to get this mid-tier 1. Sorry on Felix to the back. The guys is baiting a little bit, trying to fish for resources. Cannot get it. Yums now finds the kick. That's the Jit Kundo. SRG finds the turnaround. Stormy finds the double kill. MP the King takes down Yums, but see you soon. Overwhelmed by SRG. And that's the clapback that they've won.
It's finally, I gotta have to say, they're just waiting for that perfect opportunity whereby they actually can be able to win in that fight. But with all of that said and done, it was scrappy after all. They're just looking down onto whoever's the lowest amount of HP. We bring that down. We are just going to be focusing onto whoever that can die fastest. Kill that guy first, and then we move on to the next. But I gotta have to say though, Yums did manage to get a pretty nice lock on to Felix, which is understandably one of the most annoying heroes from the side of See You Soon. Once he's down, I don't think that there's a lot of ways whereby See You Soon is able to just drag onto the team fight and potentially cause Selangor Red Giants in a tougher spot.
A bit of a pause as well, so we'll see what the issue is going to be from the teams. But so far, I expected. What I expect for SRG is, methodical play, try to get the lead, get the snowball rolling.
Me too.
They have done that. See you soon. Play scrappy, play chaotic. They've done that as well. But to see SRG play into that game and still find a way to come out on top, right? Taking on See You Soon head on every single time is definitely something that I didn't expect. At least not throughout the whole game. Like SRG is just fighting See You Soon.
Yeah, at first I'm really thinking that as what I'm gonna be expecting from SRG is just top lane and bottom lane super sufficient, and we are mostly just gonna be looking at the roaming trio that just makes their way over to the side lanes to really help around or just put on some river control, so on and so forth. But so far, what I've been seeing, it really just boils down to the assassin junglers just taking the highway to the opponents and just try to do something. And if it doesn't, then they will just dip out, because both of these junglers, they have high mobility. As such, if they fail an assassination attempt, they can just very simply just walk away. It's almost like there is no threats that can really just lock them down and punish them. So I think this is kind of like a jungler's game whereby they are just completely disrespecting their enemies and they're just doing whatever that they want.
I think at the same time, it's also, especially with these weights, are really going to test the mettle of the players, right? Like, how can you deal with the pressure? It's not like you are allowed to speak too much to your teammates, and it's the waiting that you have some time to reset, but so does your opponents. So I think for SRG, considering the fact that we went through the history of some of these players, but fun fact, Yums and Stormy used to be very, very reserved players, right? They don't really talk much, very introverted. But ever since SRG, they've been giving calls, right? Stormy is providing calls. Stormy is actually the true shot caller of the team. They say that Stormy is the commander and Yums drives the car. He's the one that makes it happen. And Yums also the current captain of the team as well. But we'll see. Back in the game, as far See You Soon still have a 2,000 goal lead.
Yep. That lead is primarily onto MP the King. And I think that that's definitely going to be a little bit tough, right? Initially, I'm just thinking, yeah, they don't really have a lot of crowd control, and Selangor Red Giants can probably just completely floor it, and no one can just really deal with Sekai's. It's pretty darn scary. However, See You Soon, they completely ignore the fact that they don't have those crowd control by supplementing with damage. It's kind of like an all-strike kind of situation that we have seen long time ago, the all-strike meta, whereby every single one of the heroes are capable of killing. They all have the kill potential. And it makes sense. Every single one of them do have the kill potential. Even down to Boxy the King playing as the roamer. The moment you just go for primal ref, someone may die.
Yums wants a kick, but he's gonna be stopped. But not that it matters though. Ra exposed in the back, taken out by Surkais. He's gonna chase Surkais down, but Surkais is out of there. So SRG finds a great pick, but at least we'll see you soon. They keep the mid-tier 1 alive.
Most important thing, keeping the tier 1 alive. Just so that they will be able to hold themselves on a little bit more and ensure that the opponent just doesn't casually walk into the jungle. But see you soon, do they have enough of that crowd control? Oh, sorry, do they even have enough of that wave clear? Which is probably one of the main problems that see you soon may actually experience as well.
Yeah, and keeping that turret alive for now, but one thing that Seiyusun needs to address eventually is the side lanes, right? Very set up very well by SRG. Sure, you know, they're not having a snowball lead that they expected to have, but they kind of restructure how they play the rest of the game by playing the side lane. Two out from Boxy, that's a flicker of Shatter on the 2. Innocent's one of them. And so he's going to be zoned out by Surkais, who wants to go for the kill, but Surkais gets control and taken out with a stolen Way of the Dragon. This is an opportunity for Seiyusun to strike right back. SRG forced to run.
But I have to say, MP the King's amount of damage is definitely crazy. With both of those puncture shots, just gonna be hitting onto Stormy. Just 3 hits is all he needs to really bring Stormy down, and there's nothing they can essentially do. So I was essentially just looking for that burst damage from this Kagura, and understandably, with a total of 7 kills on the Stormy, I believe that he can do that. But unfortunately, in the team fight, it doesn't seem like we are able to see too much of that, especially since there is so much kill potential and threat coming from Seiyusun all over Selangor Giants.
SRG put behind, still on the back foot. Even when we look at this replay, right, SRG, they have a very good idea, but unfortunately, Surkais alone is just not enough. And like you said, MP the King's damage, otherworldly. So Lord is spawning bot side. He's gonna be pushing that wave in, see what SRG's plan is gonna be.
All they need to do is just hold themselves onto the jungle and hope that they will be able to hold it out. In the meantime, Yums.
Kick onto Ra. Wants to follow up though. Boxer King loses to Immortality. So guys will retreat first. Penalty zone to the back. Stormy also tries to hold Seiyusun back. They lose Surkais and take down Box. The MP the King also gets away. It's not enough for SRG.
Yep, it's just 1-for-1 trade for now. But Krem, it just seems like
wow,
he's gonna kick too.
The flicker stolen kick from Ra. That's crammed down.
The Lord is now going to be punching into the bottom lane, and there is going to be so much kill potential from the side of See You Soon. Selangor Giants now going to have to deal with a trifecta push from middle lane and top lane, and even the Lord. How exactly are they supposed to get themselves out of that? Especially, sorry, I'm feeling just right in front of them.
Yeah, Lord is now hammering on the crystal. Yums is going to kick MP the King, has the immortality. Lord will be taken care of. There's still a catapult that Innocent needs to get rid of. That won't go down. Yums will sacrifice his life for this. Surkais is back in the fray. Wants to look for an execution. Can't find any. And See You Soon in control of the game.
So Selangor Giants, they did manage to kinda at least be able to hold themselves out for the almost end game, right? Well, they still have the inhibitor turrets in the top lane, so I think that that is still pretty much a-okay for them to hold it out. But See You Soon, they are definitely expecting a big push coming in since See You Soon is very aggressive.
The King will find Cram. Gonna go for more with the primal wrap. Box the King, a lot of damage. MP the King finds Stormy. As Stormy disintegrates, Innocent jumped on as well. See You Soon. Really have found the coup de grace onto SRG. Surkais number 3 to 4. MP the King 6 for number 4, and Yums not able to do too much. And it seems like See You Soon have cracked open SRG. We wanted to see them draw blood, and indeed they did. Bring the chaos to the Selangor Red Giants, and See You Soon will show them how to play the game. Game 1 for SYS.
Well, that is a very scrappy game. Like, we gotta have to keep our eyes on the map 24/7. If we're looking at middle lane, something may happen to the top lane, something may happen in the bottom lane. And exactly as you said, this is how See You Soon plays Mobile Legends Bang Bang. And indeed, it did manage to work out. A lot of things that I was looking out for that makes a team essentially is a good balance of everything, right? A good balance of crowd control, good balance of damage, good balance of sustainability or perhaps durability. So honestly, this is what I was expecting, because this is something that we would normally see from the side of See You Soon as well. But this is where See You Soon focuses more on their rotation and their initiation in the early stages of the game. So they have a strong EXP laner that can work their way. They have a strong mid laner coming in from the side of Valentina. So all in all, they're trying to win every single lane, win in the micro game, and slowly pave the way for MP the King to eventually get all of these farms.
Yeah, I am personally shocked as well. I mean, I expect See You Soon to really bring their flair because that's what they are good at. But to take game one in such a fashion against SRG, I think a lot of people would definitely be surprised, be shocked with that result. But like we said, right, this group of death is incredibly volatile, and See You Soon off to a fantastic start.
It's definitely confusing to a couple of people, including myself, right? Like, how exactly is See You Soon even supposed to win in a game like this? All they have is damage upon damage upon damage, right? And we even looking at Fanny, who could snowball out of control. Initially, in the first 2 kills, that is exactly what happened onto MP the King. But somehow, MP the King still have managed to find his way and just kind of wiggle himself out of that very difficult scenario and earn himself the MVP.
Yeah, MP the King got dealt with the worst possible start, and still, See You Soon was able to recover in the match MVP presented by Sony. I think overall, it's just, we see that we talked about the differences between these two teams, right? And how SRG are playing to the tunes of See You Soon. See You Soon, they have perfected this craft, right? You want to fight scrappy with us? We are going to bring the fight to you. And it feels like there's just not enough space for SRG to breathe. And SYS just choked them out.
I mean, I honestly feel that SRG have played very methodical games throughout MPL MY, but when it comes down to going up against See You Soon, it feels like they're also trying to kind of adapt to what See You Soon is trying to do, to the point that See You Soon is just going to be throwing hands at every single opportunity, and for SRG, they'll just be like, okay, if you want to play the game, let's do that. And they got kind of pulled to their level, and unfortunately, they can't win See You Soon in their own game.
Yeah, so it's very, very unfortunate for SRG, but again, this is a BO2, so SRG, they still got one more chance to at least make it a draw. You know, I think a draw would be suffice, at least for now, to give them a chance in that Group B, considering that this is the first BO2, but perhaps it's just that first game jitters will give these teams some time to prep for game number 2. We'll come back to you in just a little bit after this break. Welcome back to the Mid-Season Cup 2024. We are getting ready for our final game, the final match of the day, Selangor Red Giants against See You Soon. And the Cambodian domestic champions just drew first blood against SRG, something that I personally would have expected, but this makes me look forward to game 2 even more. It's Husky and Abstract on the desk.
I myself am definitely surprised with the results of SYS versus SRG, right? I mean, SYS getting themselves the first win is not exactly that big of a surprise per se, but it's more of how SRG has been playing in this game against SYS. Scrappy games and just kind of played onto their level, and unfortunately just not quite knowledgeable enough how to play scrappy, right? So coming into game number 2, definitely would want to see SRG being able to play their typical game, being super fluid and systematic with every single move that they make, being able to win in their side lanes and then just kind of going all ham with their roving trio. That's the kind of play that I want, focusing onto the micro on the sides and macro in the middle.
Yeah, absolutely. I have to agree with that because we've been talking a lot about SRG and what makes them unique, right? Self-sufficient side lanes and Cram and Innocent, and then you have the mid-jungle roam trio to make these plays, but we don't see that in game 1. It really felt like they were playing into the hands of See You Soon, and See You Soon brought them into the arena and beat them with their own game. Something that I wish is going to be adjusted in game number 2. For SRG, losing that game 1 is definitely it definitely makes Group B a lot more interesting because now the best they can get is a draw. And for See You Soon, it is a big confidence boost, right? Because they are looking at Fnatic Onyx as the final obstacle. So SRG to them, perhaps it's just a stepping stone and they're one game away from claiming a 2-0.
Now it's just waiting for SRG to humble See You Soon to see whether they will actually be able to pull off that 1-1. Here we are as a casters. We definitely will want to see very, very volatile and very close-knit matches. 1-1, the kind of draws is what we want because that would eventually bring us to tiebreakers where it's extremely nail-biting kind of situations. Speaking of draws, on the other side in Stream A, it does seem like we do have got a draw as well, right? I believe that we do have RRQ Akira that managed to draw against EVOS, which I believe that would be quite a surprising result to the people that have been supporting EVOS.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, EVOS Glory, they had quite a run back in MPL Indonesia, right? One of the strongest career in the group stage, only to fall short in playoffs. But let's see if SRG can pull a recovery for themselves as well. This is the second game. We're in the second draft, and right off the bat, sides have switched for both teams. Angela and Nolan banned out.
So other than that, I believe that we're gonna have to look at some of the other marksmen that we should be focusing on. Innocent and Soul definitely deserves those kind of respect bans going out. So understandably, throwing a couple of typical heroes such as Moskov as well as Roger would be nice. But so far throughout the entirety of today, we haven't really quite seen any Nathan being thrown into the picking phase just yet. And I absolutely love to see all that.
Feels like a hero that has been forgotten, right? They went to some changes in numbers, you know, a bit of nerves and the items as well. Yeah, I think it happened because of Radiant Armor changes, but in terms of the onto Sakai's hero pool.
So coming up, we also have the Ling being thrown in. So very assassin-based bans coming from See You Soon. They definitely do not want to look at Sakai's with that kind of thing going on, as Husky had mentioned. Perhaps we'll be looking at the third hero ban, which is also going to be focusing on the Sakai's, and that pretty much shows just how much respect that they have onto him. But not only are we looking at assassins, right? Because Sakai's is ultimately very good with Fredrin as well as Akai as well. Something that should be addressed too, but maybe not just ban-worthy, but perhaps they're gonna have to cater their picks towards what Sakai's might potentially have for themselves.
Yeah, even a chip banned out. So Loy is still open. We'll see if See You Soon wants to consider that as an option. I would say for the side of SRG, one of the questions people have been wondering is, how is this new patch treating them, right? Sometimes teams can be at the top, but one patch could change it all around, and think we're gonna get a better inkling, a better grasp of how it has affected SRG by the end of this BO2. But we're gonna see CU Soon's last ban. Is it gonna be Loyi? Seems like it will be.
That will be it. As such, with Valentina, Fredrin, we've got the Roger as well as Moskov that is currently still available for the picking. SRG, understandably, they have a very strong lineup that could be pretty flexible all in all. And understandably, picking up heroes that could be very strong in lanes is something that I absolutely want to see them going out for right off the bat. If they want to pick up a couple of Cho or Grok for them, for Yums, that is something that would be nice to see.
Perhaps the Grok, I think if you want prioritization, probably the Grok. But the Roger is also still open, right? Roger, Moskov, something that I think Innocent would really like to get his hands on. Novara first pick is also kind of a thing for certain mid laners, but we're going to go back to basics. Innocent Roger.
So same thing as always, if we are always looking at rock, paper, scissors kind of game, a Moskov could be a potential pick coming in from the side of CU Soon, especially since when we are looking at the scrappy kind of gameplay from CU Soon, we want to see heroes that is very self-sufficient. But one thing that I've completely forgot is the fact that Harif has been completely leaked from the banning pool. As such, CU Soon will take that opportunity to seize that and take up Valentina and Harif.
Seems like a pick a poison moment, right? Giving that Harif away. And also, Ra comfortably getting to Valentina. We'll see SRG, what is going to be the response this time. We did see Harif getting let through earlier on in an earlier series, and that was shut down as well. See if that is going to be the same in this game. I mean, CU Soon, they've proven to be a team that thrives in the chaos because they create the chaos. Once they're in the lead, they are the ones that would ultimately assume control. So SRG, I want to see the adjustment, right? I want to see the SRG that I'm so used to seeing, methodical, having this solid trio mid-jungle roam. Sakai gets his hands on the Fanny again, but at least some adjustments made with one of the picks. We're going to get the Arlet, and SYS responds with the Bane.
Oh, Mage Bane again? I highly doubt so, though.
Could be Jungle Bane, though.
I mean, it's very likely gonna be a Jungle Bane, actually. I mean, as much as I want to see the Mage Bane, as we have seen before from the side of NIP Flash, but Harif as well as Valentina is already dealing magical damage. So if they kind of like triple down to get him to be a Mage Bane as well, it's gonna be a field day for SRG to very simply just pick up a couple of Athena Shield as well as Radiant Armor to really nullify some of these damage dealt by these three.
See the Grok band out again, SYS, sticking to protocols. Yep, very good ban. Yum's one of the most efficient players on that hero. SRG, you might have to start considering banning out heroes like the Yuzhong or the Lapu Lapu. I think Yuzhong takes priority, considering the impact that Sorian Felix brought to the table in Game 1.
I do want to see CU Soon going for kind of like an all-strike position again, from like what we saw in the previous game, where every single one of these heroes have got potential for kills. As such, with the with the Edith currently still available, I think that CU Soon would very likely want to pick that up again. That is if SRG just doesn't want to go for said ban. But going for the Yuzhong ban makes absolute sense, since we do want some lane priority out of CU Soon. That has kind of been the MO thus far. So if we are expecting to see a Arlet that's going over to the EXP and piloted by Cram, there's actually quite a bit of heroes that could still work really well against this Arlet in order to really get themselves out of lane a lot earlier.
I think a couple of options for Cram. There is the Arlet that can be flexed. Terizla is still up. The X-Borg, something that Cram does go for. The Barats as well. We haven't seen them in a long time. As Barats this started getting, fallen off as the patch progressed. Tigro banned out by the side of CU Soon.
Right now, I'm still focusing on the fact that Bane will go over to the jungle. I can't exactly see why they would want to specifically bring the Bane to go over to the EXP lane at this point in time. So it's relatively fair to say that they are lacking of a roamer as well as a EXP laner. So SRG, they have really focused on the Yuzhong to be taken out, but the roamer in this case, they definitely want to look for crowd control capabilities. If we want the damage and the crowd control, as I said before, Edith is definitely good. But if they were to go for someone else like a Minotaur in this very instance, yes, massive amount of crowd control all across the board, but it doesn't really quite have the damage to kind of work with that all-strike team comp that Siu Sun made in Game 1.
See, I mean, show this get banned out by SRG. Good respect ban towards Boxy the King. You know, he himself also on the field premier show players. That's the map that I've been looking forward to the entire time. You see, though, this fourth pick could still we are still looking for Roma and an XP laner for SYS. It could leave XP for last, so you can get a good matchup for yourselves. Roma wise, I suppose there's still the Edith. Yeah, and they'll pick it up. Yep,
quite simple. So they are still going for the all-strike. We are now left with the EXP lanes. The Paquito is nice to see. Terizla may not have that big of a kill potential. However, he will be able to go toe-to-toe against a Alet pretty effectively. But I do want to see an Akai though, as much as Akai hasn't been seen all that much in today's games, but having the combination of Akai being able to lock someone down from the side of Siu Sun and completely displace everyone, whilst still triggering a lot of that damage potential from Alet, the roam Akai is what I want.
I suppose Akai roam, I don't remember which region picked it, though. Yeah, Terizla, Aurora, kind of what we talked about, right? The Terizla is still a pick for Cram, the Aurora for Stormy, that has been one of his signatures to a certain degree. So it is going to be an Arlet roam onto Yums, decent setup, a lot of targets that you can catch, but we've seen the power of the Bane. Bane jungle means that as much as you are a fanny, you jump on top of the Bane, you have to be careful to not get one-tapped by his combo.
The final pick coming up. So far, when it comes down to SRG, they have got pretty annoying mid laners thus far. They have got really good damage all across the board, and they gotta have to look out for someone that could go toe-to-toe against a Terizla now that the Arlet is confirmed to be going over to the roam position. As such, Sorry I'm Felix is now gonna be looking at a Lapu, which looks a lot more into the survivability as well as the utility side of Siu Sun, being able to be that one frontliner that will go as a duo together with that Edith. So all in all, Siu Sun still have got a pretty good draft for themselves. They are pretty nice. They're pretty nice in lanes, except for the Lapu, I suppose. He's probably just gonna keep throwing onto his swords and might not be able to leave the lanes as early as Terizla. But all in all, middle lane, they should be able to get a good control with the Edith as well as Valentina to really just offer a lot more pressure to the side lanes.
Yeah, absolutely. So we gotta see if Siu Sun can claim a clean victory against SRG and officially delivering the first series loss to SRG for more than 100 days since the last. Game number 2 happening right now. Selangor Red Giants blue side, Siu Sun red.
So right off the bat, we are looking at both teams' junglers that will be favoring the turtle side first. So they will be ending up their entire jungle rotation by the gold lane. So there could be a very high chance that we are going to be looking at very early aggression coming from both teams. It really kind of depends on how they will want to play this out.
I gotta say though, I mean, Ra has been so efficient on this Valentina. Even game 1 performance, right? You would think that normally Valentina steals penalty zone, but he has been so good with Way of the Dragon. The guy plays Valentina like he is Cho as well. So far, the jungle path for both junglers is going to be inverted, so they won't bump into each other for now. Crown will have to back off, concede the lane pressure a little bit to Sorry on Felix.
So coming in, of course, looking at the Harith versus the Roger, it kind of seems as though that the Harith gotta have to really respect the Roger quite a bit with all that pokes and aggression from Soul, pokes and aggression from Innocent. Soul is just pretty much stuck underneath the turret, but this pretty much means that Sakis might be able to find some good opportunities to just dive onto a Harith if his HP eventually goes down to an all-time low with the massive amount of pokes that's capable from him.
Cram is just under immense pressure thanks to MP the King. Of course, this level 4, just like game 1, will be very volatile. A lot of big ultimates form both sides to take objectives. And whichever jungler gets ahead is going to have that lead. Quantum charge onto MP the King, so not the impure race that I was expecting. Both supports also wanting to hit level 4 off of that mid wave. Cram continuing to be put under pressure.
Pretty sad that we haven't really quite seen a lot of temporal rain, but in the meantime, Cram started the fight.
Yep. Liquor penalty zone of Shatter. Dawes, guys, now has an opening. Return penalty zone from Ra, and that's 2 for See You Soon. We've been talking about Ra, just so good on the Valentina, continuing to deliver. That's 3 for See You Soon, double kill for the Lapu Lapu.
Oh, that's not good at all. Unfortunately, Sekis just literally just jumped into a standard array of abilities and he just kind of threw himself over to hungry pack of wolves. Kind of sad to see, but hey, it is what it is. And Selangor Red Giants, unfortunately, will suffer their first defeat of this game with a 1-3 scoreline, giving the total over to See You Soon too.
Very, very unfortunate. I mean, right now for SRG, they gotta slow down a little bit, right? Even just replay, the guys felt like they had a good opening. They didn't even get the kill onto Boxy, which is the biggest slap in the face. They took out the jungler, but lose 3 in return.
Kind of looks like an ultimate fiesta up in the top lane, where See You Soon just decided to take every single one of the ultimates that they have, as well as, let's not forget about Ra's stolen ultimate from onto the side of Cram. They're just tossing right out, and they're not gonna give a single damn as to who's gonna be there, what's gonna be the prioritization. It just so happened the Selangor Red Giants, they were all just kept together in such a small coagulated area, and it's just very unfortunate positioning altogether.
Yeah. Final slash, finding Boxy the King. Charlie is on right here, comes the deadly cash, and Cram again, penalty zone, finds Boxy the King, finds the Primal Wrath. He is gonna eventually pop the stolen final slash to keep the guys away, and still finds the kill, but at the cost of Cram.
1-for-1 EXP for the Roma, unfortunately. So pause 5 and pause 4, you know, that's not that big of a deal, but See You Soon will be able to find that opportunity to try to push out the top lane just a tad little bit to give Lapu Lapu a little bit more gold. And that is something that Lapu definitely wants, right? Especially with the new War Axe, we would want to see this Lapu Lapu go completely crazy once he's got that into his arsenal.
Sky Piercer done for Sakai's, War Axe purchased by MP the King, Enchanted Talisman for Ra. One of the best Valentina performers I've seen, at least we've seen today. So at least for SRG, they're not too far behind, just a measly 1,000 deficit. Still very much within recovery range.
Yeah. Yep. I believe that with this upcoming total as well, See You Soon is definitely going to be trying to contest for it. Sekis is just going to be coming in real soon, but Cram...
And Cram is controlled for days on end. So guys finds the bag once Ra Turtle secured by MP the King.
I would say that there's definitely going to be some finally good trades to a certain extent, but because of the fact that it didn't manage to get the turtle, it just kind of thrown everything completely off guard. It's a plus 3 for a plus 4, so we can definitely expect a little bit more from the side of Selangor Red Giants as they slowly try to get themselves back into this game.
Check the bush, now sees it, Box to the King. Gonna flick out the onward, but ends up losing soul. Box to the King will sacrifice as well. Double kill for Sakai. See You Soon. The backup late to the party, but Storian, Felix, and Ra will be there to be able to find anyone.
With all of the turrets plating already taken out by 5 minutes into the game, I'm pretty sure that we can expect the Selangor Red Giants will want to be extremely aggressive with all of their movements and positioning thus far. They have been putting themselves right onto the map and constantly trying to take more of these river control as time goes by, especially with Sekai being extremely aggressive with all of these kills. Even though he's not taking a lot of kills per se, he's been really throwing himself out there to just kind of bruise up the enemies as much as possible.
Even doing some limit testing on the top side onto MP the King, right? Just one full combo, that's half his health gone.
Half HP, yeah.
Didn't have the
but now he's also
continue.
picked up the Bladed Heptases too.
But the execution and target is very apparent, right? If I can get on top of Ra or so, that would be optimal. Stolen ultimate, stolen Aurora ult. See, Yuma's gonna find Ra, who so far has played an immaculate Valentina game, despite having one death. Innocent forcing out the bravest fighter from Sorian Felix as well.
I wouldn't say that any one of these teams is currently having their back against the wall. It really just comes down to a punching match whereby both teams are just currently really testing the abilities of their own skills, how much damage that they are really able to bring out over to the side of their opponents. So this is kind of like a testing phase, if whether they are online yet or if whether they are able to really burst someone down, because we don't necessarily see a lot of batteries here. But in the meantime, Zooms immediately lose the flicker.
Oh, Felix follows up with his own flicker landshaker, boxing the king, trying to fight Cram, mano to mano. Yum's able to get away, sorry on Felix now, in a red zone, able to be saved by So Innocent, still trying to fight on, Turtle also underway, split fights everywhere, Cram keeping boxing the king around, finds the 2-man penalty to the back, MP the king frozen still, gets the Turtle, and Cram unfortunately might be given away. It's So picking up the kill, and See You Soon stops SRG.
The third objective in a row that unfortunately Selangor Red Giants hasn't been able to get for themselves. As See You Soon has been pretty methodical with every single one of their movements, albeit a little bit scrappy still, but they know exactly what they are trying to go for. They have got a system whereby they are just going to be focusing onto the objective. Take control of the river. Wherever that they see it, they would just try to go in because they're not too afraid of being punished at all, considering the fact that Selangor Red Giants, the only thing they gotta have to look out for is the final splash coming from Yums as well as Stormy's shots.
Yeah. Stolen purple buff, but MP pays with his life. Sky's Piercer stack granted to Sakai.
It's 2-7-6. Manageable level for Selangor Red Giants. 2,000 gold lead for the side of See You Soon, and all of the turrets are still standing up tall. The only difference is See You Soon's middle lane and the bottom lane tier 1 turrets have suffered quite a bit of chip damage. So I wouldn't be too surprised that the amount of split push potential from Selangor Red Giants would eventually get themselves some of these money bags lying around the Land of Dawn and put themselves right back on the map to really threaten See You Soon's potential in winning the mid game.
And I see Raj just picked up the glowing wand as well. See You Soon still ahead in terms of goal, but definitely not as big of a lead as they would have wanted. Waiting for the first Lord to spawn though, that's where the turning point was for game number 1. And SRG definitely a lot more in control, right? They're not being forced into these scrappy fights, they're not taking that risk, they're not running into See You Soon and trying to fight them to the death. A bit more controlled.
A tad bit more controlled, yeah. Especially since See You Soon now no longer has the link that would just jump in and run out completely unpunished. Well, Selangor Red Giants, they still have the Fanny, so they still have that kind of element of just jumping in and out for no apparent reason kind of thing. But it is still an act of bruising. You're able to find out information with no repercussions.
Signing one is down. In fact, trying to look for a jump, finds the flip. That is Yums. Surely gonna go down. Innocent comes in. Lycan Pounce gets the kill onto Soul. Looking for reset. Sakai now joins the fight. It is a push and pull, bait and swish. It's a in and out for SRG. Innocent in the back line. Looking for Sorry on Felix. Trying to find the final blow. Gets it. But can he get out though? MP the King on the chase. Triple kill for Innocent. Jumps away. Transforms into the Lycan. MP the King misses the crab claw cannon. And Innocent just joking it out. Sakai joins the fight. MP the King standing out. Deadliest Cash. That one goes wide. And See You Soon being pulled around like a ragdoll.
Oh, MP the King being played around, chasing the Roger, missing the skill shot. Sakis joins in. He refocuses his target only onto a cable flying Fanny. Unfortunate. I mean, we're talking about Bane after all. It definitely takes time for him to eventually be able to walk up to someone, especially with that big belly of his. So See You Soon missing out quite a bit of kill potential there, but regardless, it's not that big of a deal. Selangor Red Giants did manage to pull themselves right out of the ditch though, putting themselves right about 500 gold lead on top of See You Soon.
And final slash, Foxy the King, onwards to dash. Crabclaw Clan and starting to hurt as well. The Earth Shadow onto the guys. Final Wrath committed. See You Soon using cruiser resources. Dash this frozen combo from Stormy to find a kill on a Boxy, but Innocent is going to be caught. Penalty zone from Crab to save Innocent and allowing Sakai to come in for the kill. But Sakai ends up going down. MP the King finds a double kill. Innocent with the execution. Finds the combo, finds the timing. Sorry on Felix on the run. Innocent dodges the synchro vision from Soul and ends up escaping. The only person left alive on SRG.
Oh man, a nail-biting situation whereby Selangor Red Giants Innocent is just playing his micro game and just hoping that he will be able to turn things around. It definitely comes to the point whereby he could have outplayed, sorry, I'm Felix at that point in time, but Soul came into the fray and completely flipped the script around. But luckily for Innocent, it didn't go down there, and that is what is most important about that team fight.
That's one of the reasons why Innocent Roger is a different being, force of nature. Still see you soon, able to get a small victory off of that fight. SRG now focusing down on this Lord. Storm and Feast definitely sees this. Can MP the King arrive to the scene on time? Doesn't seem that's possible. So guys will get the objective, but Foxy the King finds the flip onto Yum. They will have to give it away. Yum dashing with the Vengeance, wants to find safety, but a bullet to the back, and that's him down.
Unfortunate, but now Innocent, he's just gonna try to get his way out of that, and unfortunately have to expend his flicker, but not that big of a deal since they do have a lot that will be marching in the bottom lane.
Cram just cleared out the top wave, but might be cleared as well. Penalty zone, flicker, flip back, Boxy just on the mark. And Peter King gets assassinated down bot, but Cram will have to be traded back. See you soon though, not able to do much in the top side because minion wave not in their favor.
They smell blood in the water and they are swimming right into the face of Cram. They knew that they gotta have to get out of that fight with a single kill as the least amount of trades that they gotta have to get out, that they gotta have to get for. So at this point in time, Selangor Red Giants, they did manage to get on par with See You Soon. One of definitely the closest games that they can have against See You Soon. So we're definitely going to be looking into how the late game is going to pan out for both of these teams. See You Soon definitely have got quite a bit of potential considering the fact that they do have a Bane with crazy amount of burst damage as well as great aerial denial from the side of the deadly catch. And when it comes down to Ra, he's able to steal quite a lot of skills that could be very pivotal to team fights, such as the penalty zone or perhaps even the final slash, to really cater to what they really need in the team fight in the later stages.
Venus is decked out in items as well. Great Dragon Spear, Rose Gold Meteor. First inhibitor down for See You Soon, bottom side, courtesy of the Lord. So you can assume both teams are just going to wait for the third Lord to spawn and fight over it. Actually, the second Lord, in fact. First Lord took quite long to take down.
Yep. And to add on top of that, that very first Lord that Selangor Red Giants managed to get for themselves is not only just getting all of the outer turrets, albeit they did miss out the outer turrets in the top lane, but what's a bigger bonus is the fact that they did manage to bring down the inhibitor turret in the bottom lane, which is not something that you would naturally expect from the very first Lord. So I'll take that as a very big win for Selangor Red Giants. They no longer really have to care about the bottom lane all that much, while See You Soon, they have to put a lot of attention down the bottom lane, especially since there are money bags down in the bottom lane as the two turrets.
Innocent's gonna take care of the top tier 2 as well, opening up the map bit by bit. Last outer tier defense of See You Soon demolished. And SRG prime control, right? When you have a side lane open up without an inhibitor, that's where heroes like the Fanny can really go to town and really start taking, start pulling you apart, playing the map, playing the side lanes.
This is where Selangor Red Giants also apply a little bit of that mental damage over to See You Soon, because See You Soon really have to constantly keep an eye on the bottom lane. They need to have very good map awareness to make sure that, okay, bottom lane is taken care of, we're able to clear out the bottom wave fast enough for the next objective, because the Fanny can always come in any time, either in the Lord's pit or perhaps even in the lanes to kind of push out the entire waves. As you can see soon, they do have the Lapu Lapu that is situated in the middle lane, ready to kind of push down the bottom lane whenever is absolutely required. And Fanny can always jump back into a Lord's pit if they so absolutely needed it to.
You can see the intention of See You Soon. They refuse to let the Lord fully reset. They can rush it down and threaten Sakai's to show up and not continue to push that bottom lane. So in the end, it's a full reset initiated by SRG. Final slash does miss. Force to the King, that's the flip of the Innocent. Gets away. Escorted out by Stormy. Some resources out from both sides.
Primal Wrath also going to be initiated for See You Soon, so we are lacking quite a bit of damage potential that See You Soon could be putting out for this match. While Lapu Lapu is still preoccupied in the bottom lane to kind of deal with all of that, stuff. Sakis is not seen in the map at all, so this sneaky beaky action may actually reward them handsomely.
Yeah, Ra has a stolen penalty zone, right? So he is going to be a crucial target to take down Sakai. They show up, that's the final slash, catching two, and everyone just crowd control, frozen to bits. Cram finds Soul with the penalty zone, but they need a follow-up, and Innocent needs to be there. Unfortunately, can't do too much though. Stormy's passive expires. Cram tries to beat Soul in submission, but cannot get in range, and Cram will go down. Sakai wants to clean up, finds Soul, loses his own immortality. As Cram is on the run, Sakai finds safety. Both teams trading blow for blow, but it's see you soon again coming out on top. And Sorian Felix looking for Cram, and it should take a while, just a waste of time. And Peter King on the Lord.
It's definitely tough for See You Soon, but in the meantime, it's also really tough for Fanny to be able to go for any form of assassination attempt, as we saw that he went one-on-one against Soul, and it didn't really, it didn't come out all that beautiful for Sakai. I was hoping for sunshine, rainbows, and butterflies and such for Sakai as an assassin, but he got kind of outscaled by Soul, especially with the Zaman Force, the massive amount of shields that's constantly regenerated for this Harith. This Fanny can't go for instant kills.
And Boxer King missing the onwards. That could have been fatal for Sakai. All things considered, right? This is still dead even. We've reached critical point, the point of no return.
Still second Lord.
Still second Lord.
It's still a long way to go, I suppose. But See You Soon, they're finally making a mark on this Lord's fight. And they have all 5 men poised and postured for this fight going on. Now, how about Fanny, though?
And penalty zone, Cram's control his body. Stormy commits everything, gets one-shotted. As MPT goes down, Sakai, he's gonna be around, but can't get close to the Lord. He wants to run away. Ra on the chase, can't find him. Innocent, so isolated. One-shot, so with the help of Yumes. And Innocent, he's just a wild beast on the loose.
Ram?
Final slash, Rad brought back. Innocent continues, dodges the blaze from Sorian Phoenix and sidesteps the bravest warrior. Nothing can stop Innocent. He is unleashed. Triple kill for Innocent. Looking for number 4. Boxer King ain't got nothing on him. Innocent cleans it up for the maniac, and Selangor Red Giants ties it up and takes down See You Soon.
Oh boy! See You Soon unfortunately wasn't able to win in that very final fight, as they went all in for that Lord's fight, and we have seen the effect of how much a Lord can really deal in terms of damage the longer you kind of pull it out for. And especially when we're looking at this, just the second Lord, we're 18 minutes into the game, definitely a very painful Lord. But all in all, I gotta have to say that it's just so many push and pull kind of elements in that final team fight, as we can see in this highlights. We'll eventually be able to get that, but that final team fight